Yo. Let this rock. What's up, OG?
Yo, what's good, D?
Nah, just chilling. It's a beautiful day today. 70 degrees.
Damn, it felt like that. Because in the morning it was raining, right? It was raining, because I went to eye doctors. Yeah, it was raining this morning. I didn't think it was really that hot. But yeah, 70 degrees.
70 degrees.
If it's 70 degrees here, right? If you're, let's say, in Florida, what's the difference? About what, 10, 12 degrees?
10, 12 degrees because it's lower. Is it lower to the equator?
Yeah. No, it's above the equator. So if it's 12 degrees higher there, and then come summertime, it'll be 90 here, it'll probably be over 100 there, right?
Probably.
But people still love it.
People still love those type of
I
don't like Florida. It's too muggy to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Too moist.
I've been there to Tampa. I've been to Orlando.
Yep.
Another city, Destin, right near the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. It's too moist. And that's a nasty word
Arizona's
to say, moist.
Worse.
Arizona's dry at least.
Yeah, but I'm saying that heat. The only place I felt like I had a good time, but then again, we were only there for about 5 days, was Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, but think about Las Vegas. When you're going down the strip, that boulevard.
Never went to Las Vegas.
Oh, you got to go. But
one day.
They got these mists.
They got the
yeah.
Hot, so you got the mist.
Oh, everywhere you go.
I saw that on in Florida before.
They have that there too?
I think it was Florida when they got the mist. Or
outside of the theme park.
Or it could have been when I was at my cruise. I saw like a little mist when you walk in line. Or you stay in line so hot that they miss you because it's so hot out there.
Oh, yeah. But in Vegas, it's like almost every store there's a mist. You know what I'm saying? You got a little group of people there. You ain't got to pay either.
You got to pay at all.
There's like a quarter you got to drop if you go anywhere else on a cruise.
True.
It's free on the cruise. They charge you for everything.
Cruise expenses.
They charge you for everything on the cruise.
They cause you to have sex on the cruise too. Like, might as well.
At least that's worth it.
Yeah, at least it's worth it.
That's worth it. My boy told me he's looking at a cruise. He said $500 drinks included. So
that's
I was
good
like,
price though.
Yeah. I was $500 extra.
$500 extra drinks
for the drinks. Yeah.
Oh,
like I'm saying, whatever the ticket is.
It makes sense though.
I know, but I'm saying, like I was talking to him for a little bit. I was like, all right, let me see. 500 all included sounds good right away if you're a big time drinker. But if you're drinking like 4 or 5 times a day, you're there for about 5 days. If you do the math, I don't know if $500 is a deal. Unless the drinks are really expensive.
The drinks are expensive.
Oh,
$20 a pop.
A pop?
Yeah. It used to be like,
what?
The beers are like $10, $15. The liquor is like $20. It's expensive.
Really?
And at the same time, when you're there, you're so drunk most of the time that you keep up.
You ain't going nowhere.
And then you like charge it to the room.
They got
charge it to the room.
Yeah.
It's not.
Damn.
Get yourself all inclusive.
I don't know if this ever happened. I know you've been on a few cruises. What if, let's say, like you bail, right? Like, because at the end, I'm assuming you have to pay with a card, right? Anybody ever bail? You ever see anybody like
how
get
the
back
card's
up?
in there? The debit card's in there.
I'm saying, but like, let's say they don't charge you per like whatever the transaction.
No,
they charge you at the end. So if let's say you got a card, they got it mag. Let's say the card is let's say $1,000. That's your limit, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of your drinks, everything you pay for, your food, let's say it's $1,200. They go to charge you. It gets declined, right?
Yep.
At that point, have you ever seen anybody like that?
I never seen it, but I think what they do, they hold the card anyway. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I never bailed on a liquor store.
I know.
But they probably charge you 2 days before.
You think so?
Because they try to figure it out. They're like, okay, you're gonna have to start washing some dishes or something.
Yeah, because I'm assuming like if you're not like doing like that big inclusive all together, they're probably charging per transaction.
Probably
$50 here, $50 there, blah blah blah.
$50 here, $50 there.
Yeah.
But let me get the intros then. Welcome to Fail Corner Podcast, where we talk about news, entertainment, and all the above. I would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and also on Facebook as well. We got a jam-packed show today, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. The reactions of the Derek Chauvin trial, also the Brett Favre's comments, which is nonsense on there, and obviously the NFL draft that's coming up. What's your team doing at the moment? And also a couple of other things like the Versus, the Grammys, and Mortal Kombat movie, which is all the buzz at the moment. So, what's your reaction to the Derek Chauvin trial?
Well, so before I even tell my reaction to it, I gotta say that I'm happy to what Derek Chauvin's brother said. I forgot. You know how to pronounce his name? I forgot his name.
Derek Chauvin brother?
I apologize.
George Floyd brother?
George Floyd brother.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Anyways, after the trial, after the verdict came in, he was out in the streets, and he just pretty much said, it was an awesome, like a quote or tribute to essentially what happened, where he said, "Justice for Floyd is freedom for us." You know, which was great, him saying that, because it is kind of true. You almost wanted something positive to go not only to that family but to black people in general. And I think if you go back and you look at all the black names that you go through the list, right, and every single one that have gotten killed by a officer accidentally, purposely, whatever it might have been, none of them really got justice. It was the first time. So I was happy that he said that. I was happy that the trial went. Not at least the verdict didn't take long. I think it took about 10 hours for them to make a decision.
Very quick. That's a surprise.
Yeah, 2 days it took, but I was happy at the end of the whole thing. I was happy to see Chauvin in handcuffs as he walked out that courtroom. You know, when they bagged him up. You know, I was happy to see that he didn't look happy. You know, because you know he knows what's going to happen when he gets in there. So I was happy about that.
Hopefully, is another step towards police reform on there, because right now they're actually investigating Minneapolis PD. Also now they're investigating Louisville PD for search
for Breonna
Taylor, which is good. Obviously, we want to get more justice in. It was kind of crazy that Al Davis Jr. Say I can't breathe, try to refer back to the George Floyd brother, which probably the wrong place, the too soon for that.
LeBron lashed out at him for
and then obviously we just want more, because obviously soon after then we're in North Carolina with the nonsense with the brother who died of 5 shots on there, and obviously the Ohio one with the little 16-year-old. Obviously they're gonna call that a just fire, because she did have a knife on there. But
Bryant, right, the female.
Is it Ma'Khia Bryant? Yeah, Ma'Khia Bryant.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, I always say this: if you could do 30 things good, if you do one thing, LeBron James tweeted say you're next. So a lot of people was a little bit mad about that,
because you didn't know the full story.
But at the end of the day, they treat black people different than they treat white people.
Let me ask you, do you think this is happening more because it's happening more? Or do you think it's always been like that, but now it's in the forefront? You think just because there's cameras out there?
It's always been like that.
You think it's always
how
been
many
like that?
How many rest in peace? How many rest in peace we have? Sandra Blake, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. How many rest in peace do we have? Philando Castro. How many rest in peace we have on it? And I'm not saying that cops don't kill white guys or white girls or anything like that, but it tends to be mostly us. We don't have. They tend to be the dominant race, and all of a sudden it's one of those things that we keep on seeing it more and more every year. And hey, as I said before, they treated. If you look at the little Roof, who killed a lot of people, and when they was worshiping, they gave him Burger King. They treat them. They treat them as if they want to keep them alive, even if they have a knife or anything like that. But they treat us like they're just another dude, a black dude out there committing a crime.
That's horrible,
and it's always, as I said before, every time these shootings happen, they make sure they tell the brothers' rap sheet. That's their thing. Always try to tell what the brothers' rap sheet is.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you can see, you can cross it.
You can
do a jaywalking. Before he jaywalked it, but like, come on, man. Come on. Like, you don't know how to stop using deadly force. Sooner or later, I wonder if they're going to just take away their guns one day.
Yo, it's like the Dante Wright incident. It's like, you know, he had a bench warrant, or he had a warrant for his arrest already.
Not paying a ticket.
Yeah, exactly. Like all these things, but they forget to look at the part that none of that deserves for you to get killed.
Exactly.
None of that, the resolution to it, or at least otherwise, like the retaliation is that, hey, I'm going to kill him because of that.
Yeah.
Right?
I just don't get it. But then you have this fool over here, Brett Favre. Let me let you hear what Brett Favre said. You got this fool saying some nonsense on there. So let me hit you here.
You know, I find it hard to believe, and I'm not defending Derek Chauvin in any way. I find it hard to believe, first of all, that he intentionally meant to kill George Floyd. That being said, his actions were uncalled for.
Like, come on, Brett. Come on. You know, and a lot of people are going to have their opinions. A lot of people have police officers that's actually part of their family, and I get it. And I'm not saying that every instance is a racial problem, but I am saying that sometimes and he's saying athletes should not put politics in it, but every time you have someone to speak, he always put politics in it. Always. And he's from Mississippi, so he doesn't understand. He was brought up to Mississippi, one of the racist states in America, and then he still got that white mentality. Keep in mind, he's a Trump supporter. Brett Favre is. He even asked Trump a couple of he actually when all this, I would say, how can you take advice from somebody who sent dick pics to freaking cheerleaders?
That's right. Yeah, to
like, come
the
on.
Jets, right? The Jets.
Yeah, you can't. I don't take him serious. Send dick pics to a reporter, and we can't take him. And I'm pretty sure he has an issue. I believe he has a fraud case going on right now.
Oh yeah,
with tax or something like that. When he can't something with a campaign but he got some part of fraud related situation going on right now. So.
Same dude that when remember Deshaun Watson, he was trying to get a contract at least other he wanted change. He wanted to leave the Texans, and based on he the way I remember Deshaun Watson he was given by what is it McNair Bob McNair's son, that he can contribute into picking who the GM was going to be for the Texans. And then he made a decision, but they went the other way because they hired a whole law firm to look for a GM, all of that. And then at the end, Brett Favre said that Deshaun Watson should let chips fall where they may. Just don't. And your words don't matter. Just let it be what it is.
Brett Favre is such a hypocrite because I'm pretty sure he wanted to get out of Packers, and then he went to Minnesota, and then he went to Jets. He went to Minnesota, then the Jets. Yeah. On there. So Brett Favre, come on, like as I said, he's just another white guy who's hypocrite as can be.
So he just jumps to wherever he feels like he fits in.
Then, but if it's a black guy or someone of color, shut up and dribble. Shut up and play ball.
Yeah.
So hey,
it's funny. You're right. You say that. It's fun. I don't hear politicians come out and say that. I know earlier. Was it the one with no chin? The politician where he came out and he said that the corporation should not get into politics.
Yeah. The Lindsey Graham. Was it Lindsey Graham?
No, the one with no chin. He has like that back chin.
Lindsey Graham. I believe.
He's a majority leader, like for Senate. Like
Lindsey Graham.
No, Lindsey, he's a congressman for South Carolina. Not this
Lindsey Graham.
No, but that's not who I'm talking
about.
That's
a guy. Lindsey Graham. He's
a guy. I know he is. But that's not who I'm talking about.
Who is it?
The guy that he has no chin.
That's Lindsey Graham. Oh my God. Yeah, you read if it was me, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was Lindsey Graham. On there, she said Lindsey Graham. Let me see. Yeah, it was Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, thank you.
Okay.
It's funny. I just typed in.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. You said no chin, like Mitch McConnell.
But it's funny. I typed in Senator no chin, and then he pops right up. But he came out and he said, corporation, because the whole no voting, the legislation that Georgia passed on the voting rights that they changed and stuff like that. I think corporations like Coca-Cola, other corporations came in and said it, and I think MLB as well. That they didn't approve of the legislation by the Georgia governor, and he came out and says that corporations should not get into politics. Why is it some of the senators that said otherwise that athletes shouldn't get into politics? Why didn't they say that about Brett Favre?
See, that's the thing. That's exactly. It's because they're white based. There's nothing about anything about politicians because they're white based. But my question is, the George Floyd case, he got guilty of all charges. Now, is it going to move the needle? Because I don't see it gonna move the in no time soon. They have an anti-Asian act just passed a couple of days ago, anti-hate for Asians. But I still don't have. They didn't fix the lynching act. Yeah. They don't fix any black acts. I thought they was gonna have a George Floyd act, but they didn't do that. So I wonder if it's gonna move the needle anytime soon.
It will at some point. Maybe not necessarily in a couple of months, but
we've been saying
because
that
before.
Because
here's the thing: they still haven't sentenced George Floyd. Excuse me, they haven't sentenced Derek Chauvin yet. Yeah. Once they give him, because he can do up to 40 years. We know he won't. The sentencing is through the judge, because I think that's what he chose as opposed to a jury.
I still don't have no faith.
So the judge is going to give him a lot more leeway. It's his first time offense,
Exactly. As I said before, I don't give him no. That's why I say I'm a little bit. I got to see the sentencing. Hopefully, he gets the full max of 40 years.
Yeah, he won't, because the sentence by a judge.
Yeah,
the judge is always going to be lenient based on what you
better
did.
Not be a 10-year or 20-year type deal.
Well, I think the minimum is 12, and then with good behavior, you can probably do as low as 4 or 5.
So you see how that works?
So with good time, you could. So 12 is probably what he'll get. Any minimum will be 12. I think he'll be more.
It should be 40 years. It should be
40 years. It definitely. But here's the real question. Right? Does he survive in jail? Whatever that term.
They're gonna bring him to security.
Was it Epstein? Right? He committed suicide. At least from what we understand, he committed suicide. Of all the bad things he did, he couldn't survive in there for whatever the threats that he was getting, because he did some horrible things to young females, right? So he couldn't survive because eventually he was going to get taken out. So he took himself out. Do we think Derek Chauvin is going to last an entire year on his own?
I think so.
Because sometimes a death sentence is just going to jail as a cop.
For the Epstein guy, they caught his girl, though. So hopefully she's not on suicide watch. Because I remember Derek Chauvin, he's on suicide watch because he said he thought he was going to commit suicide. Which is like, come on. They
suicide watch is, they're watching him.
Yeah.
You know, like.
They're going to put him in a secure place.
Aaron Hernandez, he was on suicide watch. Because
I don't think they care about Aaron Hernandez.
No, I'm saying he was on suicide. I'm just saying, like, he was on, because here's the thing, right? Now, I know you might be looking at it like, well, it's COs trying to help another, brother in uniform, right?
Yeah.
Because essentially some of them go through a lot of similar trainings as far as protecting themselves and whatnot. Obviously, as a recruit, you go through more. But so they're going to say, well, this is a brother in uniform, look after him. So they might do that. But that goes so far for so long. At some point, it's like if you have this inmate and he's doing, some things to him, to Chauvin, he's just gonna get fed up with it, and he's like, I'm taking myself out.
Only time will tell how this plays out. And for Brett Favre's of the world, shut the hell up. Like, you don't talk about politics and then say that we can't talk about politics. Shut the hell up. Nobody have no patience for you. This is the same situation with Brett Favre, Drew Brees. They just don't know how to shut up. Tom Brady with his craziness with don't let us forget that you're a Donald Trump supporter. Tom Brady.
He had the hat.
He's a big supporter.
He never smoked. I agree with you.
He's a big supporter.
Big.
Donation that's his friends. I'm pretty sure he does donation. Just like homeboy who played for San Francisco, who Bosa.
Joey Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Joey's
both Trump supporters. Big time.
Really?
I was so happy. Oh yeah. I could put it like
this.
Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa.
He's really political in that sense.
Yeah. I don't know if he's political. Most of these supporters are just Republican supporters because their families are Republicans. So they become Republicans. They don't have no common sense whatsoever. I just read an article that a female from the Virginia Tech soccer team is suing his coach because she didn't want to kneel for the Black Lives Matter. She was a big Trump supporter.
Sure.
Type of nonsense like that is just show you the spew of white privilege that's going on in the world. It's too much of that going on. You can sue for anything. You think that the rights they're lifting a lot of mass mandates because a lot of people are starting to get their vaccine. I want to see what's going on because they're going to start, because I still see people complaining about this presidency, even though the approval rate for Biden looks like it's over 50%.
54%.
54%.
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to hear so much complaints at the moment for everything. And I noticed that now there's so much complaints about every single thing. Even if they said that their go-to is the gas prices, which is crazy.
Really? That's a
lot of people go to either the gas prices. They're trying to do something like when people was complaining about Trump and the cages. They're trying to say Biden has that.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's just, you see how the conspiracy works. They're saying this is a pandemic to get rid of. Come on, come on, people are dying. But I can see it right now how it's going to fold out in the near future. I can see it right now how it's going to fold out. It's
also like the immigration, too, that they have in the borders. So I'm surprised they're not continue about that.
I can see it right now. It's going to play out like it's going to just play out crazy. I can see it. It's already first 100 days. And I'm not saying, I don't know what Biden done yet on there, but it was much better than what Trump did.
Way better. Hey, let me ask you a question, like a side point too, because nobody's saying anything just yet, but it might be another form of complaint. Did you see where he's considering, or at least already considered, it just depends on what the plan is going to be, where they're going to give out some of the vaccine to other countries as well?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so like
that might be a complaint. People complain. People are complaining about the tax hike.
Yeah,
knowing that they don't have no money to get the tax hike. You ever see?
That's got to be like the higher 1%.
It's like I got a friend broke as hell. He complained to me about the food prices, and I'm like, yo, you ain't paying, B. like you broke, but you ain't paying. Yeah. Like, you complain about the tax hike, and most of you cats don't got over $1 million.
For the less advantaged, that can't afford.
This is probably with stupid people.
Yeah,
you can't complain if you're not part of that category.
Yeah. Just
like when someone said, I don't know, most of these people on my Facebook, I don't know them. Most of them is from high school or something. We're not friends. you just know me, and I just know you. That people got to understand that. That's why when people complain on Facebook, don't try to go back and forth with anybody. Some people. The people I know is the one that I could call in like, hey, what's up? You want to go somewhere? Blah, blah, blah. Not people from like freaking high school I saw and I chill a couple of times in high school. Mm-hmm. They're not your friends. You just know them and they know you. That's it. That's all Facebook all about. People make Facebook like their life.
Yeah.
Who cares? People have an opinion. Most of the time, the people that have the opinion, I know them from high school.
Some of them become addicts.
Yeah, they're dumb as hell.
They're on it.
Yeah,
they love it.
They snip the Kool-Aid.
They survive on it.
Yeah, come on, man. Ignore all the nonsense. Point blank.
It is entertaining, though.
It is entertaining. It's entertaining. Because I just hear complaints.
My favorite is like sometimes when you like go beyond that is that when you have the network beefs.
Oh yeah.
Where you have CNN beefing against some of the anchors on Fox News and vice versa.
A lot of people forget that most of these CNN,
Tucker Carlson,
CNN, Fox News, MSNBC,
Chris Cuomo now,
was it CNN, NBC, CNN? Their algorithm.
OAN. OAN.
OAN.
One America Network.
They
there's a beef.
Their job is to make you change your mind. Yeah. People forget that their job is to make you change.
Or at least keep you watching and just
keep you watching. Because
sometimes they say ridiculous shit that you just be like, all right, let me.
I could Google if I hated let's say if I hated steak. Yeah, I could Google so many things saying why you should hate steak.
That's right.
A lot of people forget that. You can Google stuff that say why you should hate steak. Yeah. Steak is, I can say, steak is bad for you. They'll give you a list of things why you should hate steak. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, as I said, the Derek Chauvin not going to push the needle. Hopefully, it's a right move. Mm-hmm. But I could tell you this. I applaud Generation Zs. Because they're the one who really taking over the world. Mm-hmm. It's too far along for us millennials because their mindset is different. Mm-hmm. The baby boomers, they're gone on there. Generation Z is the ones is going to make the world a little bit better because they're starting to open their eyes about nonsense. All the Karens in the world, all the racism in the world. They're the one. They're the one who's doing the protesting. They're the one who's marching. So I actually applaud them.
Yeah,
I applaud them more than they didn't even know.
They're the ones that's on Facebook talking about
it. Give an applause to these suckers right there because I love the Generation Z's on there. But you know what? As I said before, yeah, it's just nonsense.
Do you like give any credence to the idea that this jury convicted Derek Chauvin because they didn't want their city to be burned down?
100% sure.
You don't think that they did it like on true volition? That they did it based on the fact
I think it's probably true volition, but I think they don't want. It's gonna be if it would have said not guilty, it would have been crazy.
Because here's the thing, right? So like they have I think it's about 12 juries, right? And then they have like some of them that's like I guess you could for lack of a better term, like a standby jury that's just there taking all the notes that's still involved, but essentially they don't use them. And then one of the one that was speaking out, she said that she knew 100% that Derek Chauvin was guilty when there was that photograph shot where his knee is on George Floyd's neck and his hands is in his pocket. And then she knew at that moment that that's not police protocol. You know, exactly. At that point, he was doing out of like just anger or otherwise just racism potentially. Who knows? But it was not a police protocol move.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
So I'm saying if she feels that way,
I think some people.
Because if there's going to be change, right? If you think this is going to spark and change that needle, that means that these jurors did it because it was the right thing to do because of justice.
Hopefully, it's the right thing to do, but I'm pretty sure pretty sure it's 12 juries. One of them probably didn't want the city, so they just go with it. Mm-hmm. Because one jury would have made it a hung jury and we had to redo it. Yeah. So I guarantee you is one of those. But it was quick. Yeah. But as I said before, it just
I like nonsense. The fact that they also let the camera in the courtroom too.
Yeah.
You're able to see everything, see what's going on. The prosecutors, Chauvin's lawyer, he tried. Nelson, he tried.
True.
Know? I mean, that's what he's getting paid for. Allegedly $1 million.
True.
Well, otherwise,
it's
rest
just
in peace. I know it's been over close to a year now, but rest in peace to George Floyd.
I just don't know, man. It's just crazy on there. But need to hear rest in peace, George Floyd. Hopefully, it does move the needle. Brett Favre, shut the hell up forever. Don't even talk no more. Yeah. Any stupid politician that want to talk some nonsense, shut the hell up forever. I don't want to hear you. It just don't make no sense. Any dumb supporters who don't know what they're talking about, shut the hell up, and we don't want to hear you. All right. But You saw the Method Man versus Redman?
Didn't get to watch it.
Right. So we ain't talking about it then.
You watched it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I know you did. I didn't want to watch it.
First of all, I like him, but it's funny because I just feel like it's just gonna be like two dudes just chilling with each other. I don't know if they were gonna put on the concert that I would have liked to watch. It's just two dudes hanging out in there, not even knowing there's a camera, probably smoking.
Yeah,
like, you want to get up? Nah, you get up. Nah, you get up.
Like, they're legends, but I didn't want to.
They are.
I don't want to watch stuff like that.
It's funny how I was hyped before, and then I don't know what it was. It just came up. You know what? Because that day Mags was here, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, that night I couldn't watch it. We was here late.
Sure.
You know
420.
That's right. So I was like, all right. Then the following day. The next day, and then I was like, all right, you know what, it's over at this point.
Well,
and then I jumped into the Oscars late, you know what I mean? So at that point, I was like, shit, this is live right now. I'll get into this. I'll get on the verses later, and then
I know one thing I did watch. It's that Mortal Kombat movie.
All right, okay. What do you think?
I don't know. I think I like the first one better.
I was gonna ask you, did you watch the first two?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I think I watched the first one better.
The first one, I think it was the Shang Tsung was the emperor. God or
same concept.
Yeah, the second one was Shao Kahn, right? And then Raiden.
Yeah,
they were like brothers at the end. Yeah,
it was weird. Yeah, that was like a brother. Yeah,
I don't think in the real Mortal Kombat, I don't think they're brothers.
I don't think they're brothers.
Yeah. But anyway, so okay, go ahead. What do you think?
And I didn't like the second one because Raiden was there, then they changed how he looked. It was just weird.
Raiden, yeah, he had the long hair. He was white.
Then he got cut hair.
The second one?
Second one, they cut his hair.
Oh, is that what he?
He made his short hair. In the middle of the movie, they made his hair instead of long hair.
Yeah, that's because he became a fighter too.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And then now Jax is on the second one, not on the first, because he's on the second one's one where they go after Shao Kahn and he goes against Montero, I think. Right?
Jax was on the second one? Yeah, Jax was on the second one? Yeah, he was on the second one.
Not on the first, but this one is kind of a remake of the first, right?
Yes.
Correct. And then the other thing, too, so these are just little conflicts before you tell me about it, is, so here's a conflict I thought.
You didn't watch it?
No, I watched it. I watched it. I'll tell you how I feel about it. But there's like, sometimes I nitpick a little bit on certain things, right? So one thing that I saw is that in this one, Scorpion is essentially like a hero in a sense. He's not a villain. He's a hero.
Yeah.
In the first one, he's a villain because they had to go through Scorpion, to eventually get to Shang Tsung. So I thought there was like kind of a conflict.
I think in the beginning,
he's never been a hero.
Yeah, in the beginning, they the reason why he's a hero in this last one and he wasn't a hero in the first one, because didn't Shao Kahn say that he did like a trance, like a type of magic on them, so they will fight because they're immortal enemies, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. So they did like some trance, so they work together or something like that. I'm pretty sure they said that.
In the first, the third one?
Okay. Yeah, that's the only reason why they work together. But I like Scorpio. Sub-Zero, I didn't know he was more powerful. It's almost like he was more powerful than Scorpio.
Yeah, like he was almost like on a higher tier of the combats.
Yeah.
Then in the games, he's more of a lower.
Yeah, because Scorpion is if you put like this, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, and Liu Kang is really the top notch. Yeah. On this last one, it felt like Sonya was the top notch.
That's right. That's right.
And then like Liu Cage was obviously one of the top notch. A lot of people love Liu Cage.
Liu Kang? Oh,
Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage. When
Cage, he's not in this one though.
He's in the first one.
Oh, he was.
But he was top notch because he beat most of the big guys.
He's the one that beat Goro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the crotch punch that they call it. Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just weird that they made Sonya very strong, and it just then they came out with some Luke Cole. The new guy, that's not a character.
He's not a character.
Yeah,
not only is he not a character.
Was it Cole what? Cole.
It was just Cole.
It was Cole. It was something Cole. It was something Cole.
I mean, Cole's the last name, but it was just Cole. It was
it's just why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
I get it.
Well, a lot of them had the Baraka one name, Reptile one name, Scorpion one name, so there's a lot of one. Cabal,
and then like Reptile.
So that's why they just wanted one name.
And then they had Reptile in there. I don't know if you peeped that. That was supposed to be Reptile.
That was Reptile, the one that Kano took the heart from.
But it should have been Reptile, like the fighting Reptile.
But here's the thing: if you're going back, and if I'm confusing one and two, I apologize. Is that whichever one Reptile was in, he was also a reptile. He wasn't the ninja in green.
That was the second one.
That was so he was still. So they kept that kind of a fluid and consistent.
Yeah, but
in the game, I really would want him to have like the ninja outfit.
Yeah, because what happened in the game, he was reptile, but when he do like a finishing move, he turned into a reptile and eats them. So I just didn't like the not having the reptile. I get it.
I mean, the only thing that did did make him bigger to a body size of because the other one he was just kind of a slithering lizard that just happens to be trying to go through.
I do like the fact that every time they do some crazy little like kills, like is it Shaolin, the one with the hat,
Kung Lao?
Kung Lao, he was like flawless victory.
I did like that too.
And then when Kane said Kane got the heart, he's like Kane wins because they do that and when you play video game.
And then even the fatality, that was a mimic to Mortal Kombat 2. The fatality where Liu Kang turns into that dragon, and then he bites. So they copy that, which was
even
good.
Jack, and even with Jack.
Yeah, with
that's I don't know who was that guy with the hammer. Was he a new?
Yeah, he's a new guy. He's not.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, here's the thing with Mortal Kombat. Like, I mean, after like 4, I just gave up. And I stopped.
Yeah,
I think
unless he's new. Let's see. That's what I was thinking too. He must be new. And then
I mean, who knows? I mean, there was one point it was called Mortal Kombat against DC Comics, right? You know, you had them back.
Or even like the girl with the Kung Lao. Is it Kung Lao? Who killed? That was a new one.
No, that was Melina. Melina is the purple one. Remember Katana? And Blue?
No, the one with flying. Who's flying?
Oh yeah, that was no.
I never saw that before.
I never saw her either.
See, that's the problem. I saw the director, and the director looked like an old guy. He just wanted to make a movie and just put characters like it was no tomorrow. Like, come on, man. I don't want none of those characters that didn't make no sense.
Okay, so let me tell you how I feel. But I thought it was great. I thought it was really.
You thought it was
good.
great?
I mean,
I thought it could have been work. It could have been a little bit work.
Very good.
A little bit needs some work, but okay.
I thought it was very good. Comparing it from Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, I think this had a good storyline to it. It had a purpose. Okay. The purpose in this part is that Cole, you know, anyway, this imaginary character, Cole, you know, he needed to find himself as a fighter because apparently he used to be good. And then he wasn't as good because it showed there was a lot of posts and stuff like that. And then pre that, you got to see kind of a prehistory to like the killing of Scorpion's wife and eldest son, right? So there was already kind of got you emotional and attachment, right? So there was that. So you always already anticipating, all right, this guy is dead. Sub-Zero is now going to try to take over and find the other baby, right? Which eventually they skipped that. Yep. So I like the story of Cole. I like the fact that Sonya and Kano, because they were there in the first movie too, they had a better role. Yeah. You know, because when you think about it, if you're a listener or a follower, anybody that's ever had Mortal Kombat, in the beginning you had like 6 characters, right? Yep. And the 6 characters that I thought was popular was Liu Kang. I thought Kano was good. I thought Scorpion was good. I thought Sub-Zero was good. And I thought Sonya Blade was good, right? So they're all in Raiden. So they all were there. Everybody you started to add after the fact, when you started to add Rain and Ermac and Noob Saibot, Baraka, you started to add them, you know, it's okay, but you had the original. I like that. I like the fact that the graphics was a lot better. I thought Goro looked great.
Yeah, but that was 2021. I think,
but that's part of it.
I think my disconnect is the storyline. Mm-hmm. They should have fixed something with the storyline. I don't understand the Cole situation. Like it was many more. So who's the mother? Obviously, he tried to say that Raiden tried to say that the baby that he saved at the end in the beginning was ancestor for him. Who's the mother? Mm-hmm. Why? How?
Probably like great grandmother.
And then obviously, so I wish Scorpion was in there a little bit longer on there.
I would agree with that.
I wish Scorpion was survived and wanted to fight and everything.
At least he would have got into the tournament.
But I do understand why they do it because he's more fire and water type deal. Mm-hmm. I do wish that Liu Kang wasn't like a little bitch because Liu Kang definitely was a little bitch because he wasn't a bitch in Mortal Kombat. He
was a winner.
He was like a top fighter in Mortal Kombat.
The only thing, little thing, when Liu Kang showed up when they were in the desert, Sonya Blade said that he's one of the warriors of the combat. Yeah. At some point, they said that they lost 9 in a row. So where did he win?
Yeah, that's
because if they lose 10, they take over the realm.
Even like his cousin, Kung Lao, he was supposed to be. He said he's champion of something, but how many times he lost?
Yeah, because Liu Kang was essentially the runt of that family. Yeah.
I still think Liu Kang was a little bitch. Yeah, and then Kung Lao died.
Dragon though.
Kung Lao died a little bit too quick. He looked like he's the most powerful one out of all of them.
Yeah, the hat beat up Cole. Remember?
And then the Kano kind of saved it because he was funny in most of them. I didn't like Reptile, although it makes sense why they put him as that Reptile. Mm-hmm. And Raiden didn't really do nothing to me. I wish he was a fighter because he's like the one of the best fighters in Mortal Kombat. You can win.
Not only that, he's a god, right? Yeah. Right? God of Thunder.
And he said he can't fake like like what's the bad guy name?
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
That was cool though. That cool when he took
your soul and mind. Yeah, your soul and
cool.
mind. But he killed him, and he said Raiden said he can't kill him, but he killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
I don't know if he killed him. I think what he did, he
took his soul.
With the thunder.
No. He didn't kill him. Raiden didn't kill him. I'm talking about Zhang Lai killed Kung Lao.
Yeah, he did.
And he was like, your soul is mine.
That's right. He did kill him. Yeah.
I think that I wanted that type of fight. So Raiden versus, because Raiden is I like Raiden.
I like Raiden.
So obviously it's going to be a sequel. It's going to be Luke Cage. I really wish they should get rid of Cole, the character Cole. But it's going to be Luke Cage. My question is, after Luke Cage, who is going to be?
Who's going to be Johnny Cage?
I say Luke Cage. Johnny Cage. Who's the next characters after Johnny Cage?
So they have to make somebody. So you know the origin of Johnny Cage. You know who they mimicked or who they created that character after.
Or on Schwarzenegger? Who knows?
No, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what they came up with. Yeah. So which is also in the initial JC, Jean-Claude. Right on that. So essentially, if it's going to be somebody like that, like Jean-Claude from back in the day, it's somebody who's Jean-Claude nowadays, and that one I couldn't tell you.
I don't know who, but I'm talking about the
probably
characters.
A no name. If they had to put somebody out there, it would have to be like a no name.
Well, I'm saying who's going to be a character besides Johnny Cage?
Well, they're going to take it because if this was kind of a remake to Mortal Kombat 1, this is going to be a remake to Mortal Kombat 2. So that means now you have Shao Kahn. So now
Shao Kahn going to definitely be.
Yeah, you have him. Then you bring back some of the other characters. You bring back a Baraka. You bring back the other Sub-Zero because there were two Sub-Zeros.
I didn't like that Sub-Zero. Oh,
there were two of them. There was one without like the mask. That had the cut.
I really don't want that.
But I'm saying, like, that's what's probably going to happen. Not only that, then they're going to bring Katana, right? They're going to bring her because now she has to be, like, the good female since Sonya Blade won't be there. So they're going to do that. So,
Kung Lao should have, I don't know, Casey. So they got what? Case Stryker? They're going to put Stryker in there? Nightwolf might be in there.
Well, they showed Nightwolf.
They showed a picture. Yeah, they showed
uh-huh.
Nightwolf on there. Cyrax, you think he's going to be in there?
The robot?
Yeah.
The robot was in the second. The second one, the robots were there. I don't think they'll do it because I don't think that it makes sense for them to make it exactly the same characters because they put Cabal in this one. Cabal was never in any of the other two, right? You know, those other characters, whether they're real or not real in the trilogy of Mortal Kombat, they were still cool characters just to have somebody different. You want the originals and you want some new ones, right? So I like that.
I just don't know who's going to be in the next one.
I think what they should do, they should put like the bosses back, you know, like was it Katano? Was that his name? The one with the forearm? I think put him in there. You know, that's always cool to have like
Goro?
Not Goro, but the other one that had forearm. I think it was like it started with a K.
Baraka, I hope he goes back. I hope he come back because he was. But that didn't make sense when they put Baraka in the second time because it was just a bunch of them, a bunch of Barakas basically.
I think just to have characters that would try to slow down those
I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough.
But it was enjoyable. I watched it with my son. He was into it. And it was cool, too, because you have a big generation, right? You have, for what we saw in the beginning to what they see now. Like I said,
I like the first one better. I like the first one.
I like this one a lot better. Maybe just because it's more current.
Because it's more graphical for you?
Yeah, but I like the story. Because in the beginning,
story?
There was a story right from the beginning. The story was that Sub-Zero killed Scorpion's wife and child, right? And then the baby is now, Raiden was with the baby. What did Raiden do with the baby, right? And then there's this new character. You're like, oh, is that? Because at first I thought that was Liu Kang, right? I was like, wait a minute. Nah, they call him Cole, so it's not like Kang and Cole. It's not that. Is he the baby, right? But the baby was a girl. So it's like, all right, what's going on? So there was a story to it, right?
So basically, yes, what you're saying that Marvel still ranks king.
Marvel has never been any lower than like the pinnacle of the
It
Apex,
was a lot of hype with Mortal
Apex,
Kombat.
Zenith, Pinnacle, whatever you want to name it.
If you start making Marvel's shows, I never watched Winter Soldier, and I'm thinking about watching Winter Soldier on there. Was it Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
But I hear more people praising that than Mortal Kombat right now.
But
all of my time,
but isn't that a show though?
It's a show. That's what I'm saying.
So they're comparing a show to a movie,
and it's that bad. If a movies tend to be better than shows. Because the shows are for any Disney Plus with those are really just 10-episode shows. That's technically a movie, but they just condensed. They kind of stretched it out.
You agree? You agree with that?
Well, Marvel doing
movies tend to be better than shows.
No. Movies, movies tend to be better shows in my opinion. But unless you always have like the outliers, like the Game of Thrones of the world and things like that.
But bring that right up.
Yeah, but those are different. I'm talking about not like, but certain movies tend to be better. Now, I don't like when shows become movies, I think that's whack. I think that it doesn't work out at all.
Okay.
Like, I never seen a TV show that became a movie that, I know a lot of people going to try to say Sex and the City. I thought that was a horrible movie. A horrible movie. And then, you don't watch Sex and the City?
No, I never seen it.
I wanted to say, you got to watch some Sex and the City.
Nah.
And then, what
is a bunch of like 5 white women trying to have sex all the time?
Give or take. So like, but it's more than that.
Okay.
The way you say it is technically most of them. Like one of them is.
I could go to Amazings and
yeah.
I go to Amazings.
But it's more than that.
On like, who knows?
Yeah, that's I think that's every TV show with like that's your best friends. Right. But that's besides the point. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like when you were a kid, do you remember Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie?
It's a horrible movie.
It was funny. On my house, thinking I was like, I think that was better than the show.
I don't know. I tend to always.
I'm trying to think right now. What other shows were movies that were like
Power Rangers? Yeah, I think the I don't know.
Spider-Man. They had the movie's better.
Movie's better.
Okay,
but like the Power Rangers when they made that movie, that was a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
That was
the only one I
stretch.
remember that was the only character was Tommy, right?
Tommy and Lisa.
Those are the only ones that were the
originals. The original. The rest, they had other ones. Those are technically the ones over there was kind of original. Sure. That was the second one, second original.
Yeah, I got you.
I used to love the Red Ranger. That was my thing.
The Red Ranger. I like the Black Ranger and I like the Green Ranger.
I like the Red Ranger because I like red color red, so I used to like the red.
It's funny because I like the color black and green.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
It's the same thing. Why I like Scorpion.
Well, everybody liked the Green Ranger.
Reptile.
Everybody liked for some reason everybody liked Tommy because he's the Green Ranger and then he turned the White Ranger.
Yeah,
which is I understand that whole concept, but. I don't know.
Well, is that it? X-Men movie show versus movie?
Well, there was a cartoon that became, but X-Men was which episode? I don't know which X-Men I liked the most, the first one or the second one.
Yeah, I remember. I watched all of them, but tell you which one's the name of which one is which.
X-Men United and X-Men, just regular X-Men. I kind of like the second one.
I like
more
the one where is it Sharon Stone? Not Sharon Stone.
I know what you're talking about.
The one that used to be
a Monster Ball. No. I know what you're talking about. That's the first. That's the first one.
Yeah, which is blue.
One. Yeah, that was a good one, but I still like the second
Grammer
one.
Played Beast. Yeah,
I still like the second one more than the first one. I like the second one more than the first one because it was more action.
Yeah.
And then that was Wolverine versus X2.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that was versus the girl and Wolverine.
You know what? I like X-Men, but I like the individual character. I like Hulk. I like Spider-Man. I like those.
Hulk haven't had a really good movie.
No, but I'm saying the two that was Hulk, I like those. I was more into those movies as an individual character versus X-Men trying to follow all of them.
Yeah.
None against X-Men. I like X-Men, but I'm saying if you're asking me, hey, which movie you want to watch right now, I would pick either a Spider-Man or a Hulk or any other individual I could think of before I pick an X-Men. And I like X-Men or Spider-Man.
You know what? I can't pick Spider-Man the second run with them.
Venom. I liked Venom.
Venom was good. The second run of Spider-Man I couldn't pick. The one without Tobey Maguire. I don't. The one with
the other dude?
Andrew Garfield, whatever his name is. I didn't like that one, but I like this Spider-Man. The newest ones. They're phenomenal to me. So I don't know. But enough of that. NFL draft. How's your Miami Dolphins doing?
I'm excited about what they're gonna do. They did a great trade with the 49ers. By the way, the 49ers, they're still undecided. Yeah. For whatever damn reason, just get rid of Garoppolo. Who you think they're going to pick?
Who you think they got to get rid of Garoppolo? But who you think you're going to pick?
So I think what they're going to go with Mac Jones. I think out of Oklahoma,
one season of work.
One season of work, but that's what they look at. Because sometimes you want less of a player in college that is eligible, because that means that you can mold that player to what you want them to be. You got to remember, Cam Newton, number 1 overall pick, he had 1 year with Auburn, right? He had 1 year with Auburn. He was the backup. I think it was to Tim Tebow, if I'm not mistaken. He was the backup at Florida Gators for Tim Tebow. He left Florida. He went to like a Division I AAA school, I think it was. He went there, to keep his eligibility going. He goes 1 year at Auburn. They did great. I think Ronnie Brown, I think, might.
He won the championship at Auburn. Did he win the championship?
I'm trying to remember.
I thought he did.
I think he did. Yeah, that 1 year. I think they did, right? So comes right out, number 1 overall pick, MVP. took his team to the Super Bowl,
lost
had a few really good years as well.
Did.
You know, so he did what he set out to be, is that become a name in potential the Hall of Fame ballot, right?
No.
Potential.
No.
I didn't say yes. Potential.
Not potential.
MVP,
Super
Bowl contender.
We don't reward people being Super Bowl appearance.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue. It's tough for me to make an argument, but my point is that he did become a well-known and a good quarterback, right? Superman. He had 1 year. 1 year.
He had a good run. He had a good 3-year run.
Exactly. No problem, right? Now, the opposite of that would be like an Andrew Luck that spent, I believe, all 4 years at Stanford, a Peyton Manning, all 4 years at Tennessee, your boy Eli Manning, I think, Ole Miss, I think, as well. Same thing, all 4 years there. So, like, those are kind of the opposite that spent the entire 4 years, right? But then when you have other play, like a Baker Mayfield, 1 year Oklahoma, you know, he was a walk-on, 1 year, right? You know, what is the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals?
Kyler Murray?
I had him fantasy. 1 year. Same thing. You know, he was contemplating going to baseball. 1 year. Same thing. Sat as a backup 1 year. So you could go either way, right? You could go either you want 4 years or you want somebody who's eligible, because sometimes they're on the bench waiting their turn, and by the time their turn comes up, they're already a junior. You know, because that's when they're eligible.
When is these NFL teams going to realize you can't get a stationary quarterback anymore?
I agree, but here's the thing with that comment, right?
Yeah.
Of all these quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only one that may be stationary, I think, is Zach Wilson. Mac Jones can move. He's a big guy.
He's stationary.
He can move.
He's stationary.
Now, you're stationary.
He's big stationary.
You're stationary. Is Eli Manning? Is that what you consider stationary?
Why he didn't
Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
Is that what you consider stationary?
Eli Manning is stationary. Matt Ryan's a little bit. He can move.
Tom Brady, right?
Tom Brady. The only one
Jimmy Garoppolo is stationary because Mac Jones can move like Jimmy Garoppolo.
The only one that could even become stationary and stay stationary is the only one that's 43 years old right now who just won the Super Bowl.
Sure.
No one else. You cannot be a stationary quarterback.
Mac Jones is not stationary. Just because he stays in the pocket.
He's stationary.
No, just because he stays in the pocket. Well, here's the thing. Are you talking about a guy that just can't run or a guy that is not scared to leave the pocket? There's a difference.
He can't move.
Tom Brady sometimes is just scared to leave the pocket.
Tom Brady can't leave the pocket.
But I'm saying he's still scared. Like
Aaron Rodgers. He's not scared. Aaron Rodgers is mobile.
Yeah.
He could throw on a run. Mac Jones can't.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones can't.
The thing with Mac Jones, that type of offense that Oklahoma ran, you know, you have a 4-receiver set. You don't really need to leave the pocket that much.
Mac Jones is Alabama.
What's that, Oregon?
Alabama.
No, what did I just say? Oklahoma. I'm still thinking Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, these boys in the NFL are totally different. That's why you see so many number one busts. Because they put a hype on there. Mm-hmm. And then Joe Burrow was, I think Dwayne
Haskins was a bust.
He's a bust. I'm so happy that New York Giants didn't pick him. I still wish that New York probably picked something else besides punk-ass Daniel Jones.
He can move, though.
He can move. Yeah, he definitely can move.
Other than that trip. Yeah,
but that trip is kind of embarrassing. But Dwayne Haskins was a bust. Joe Burrow, I think he might be decent enough.
He can move.
He can move. But the funny thing about these stationary, and this is the ugly truth about NFL, they really trying to make those white quarterbacks really come back.
Now that's a different argument. Yeah, now, this is the point where they see everything kind of like going one way.
Yeah,
and they're slowly like, we got to bring it back.
They're trying their hardest.
We're like,
they're trying. Yeah, they are trying their hardest, and I get it. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you got Tom Brady. The only white quarterback that's worth anything is Tom Brady. Yeah. Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning in the last 10 years.
You see Justin Fields, he's like, he's going to be there right after Trevor.
They don't want that.
When
we going to start talking about, they don't want no black quarterbacks in there.
They did kind of move Trey Lance away. And I remember telling you about him last year.
I heard he might be San Francisco, though. He might be. A lot of people keep on saying San Francisco.
He might be, but
because that's what the problem. They thought they really wanted Mac Jones. Then Trey Lance surprised them again. Mm-hmm. So you told me about it too, because I never heard about Trey Lance until you start seeing the videos. On there. Justin Fields, I get it. He might go down in draft, but a lot of people saying Patriots is trying to get Mac Jones or Justin Fields, either one, or Justin Fields might even go to Carolina and they get rid of Teddy Bridgewater. But
didn't Carolina I thought didn't they just trade?
Yeah, but they Justin Fields could stay behind the homeboy Sam Darnold. They still don't have no faith in Sam Darnold.
That's what.
So it is. I get it, but my thing is they're trying to get these white boys to become quarterbacks, and they don't know hey, it's coming. What's name all the black quarterbacks at the moment? Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. That's 3 right there.
Bridgewater,
Larry Jackson,
do we still
Lamar Jackson.
Do we know if he's going to be the official starter yet?
Probably not.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson,
Cam Newton.
He's ahead of us.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4.
Russell. You said Russell Wilson already?
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And then the rest is they're not really good.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott, yeah, that's 5. The rest of them is name all the other quarterbacks besides really Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. That's really good.
You got Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he's decent. Yeah, he's decent. Right. He's a rookie.
You got Matt Ryan.
He's gone.
Right.
He's done.
Who's that with Buffalo? Josh
Allen's good.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's Buffalo.
3. Detroit, the dude
Matt
from
Stafford, Jared Goff is gone.
Jared
Goff is horrible right now.
That's who they traded for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And Matthew Stafford, I don't think he's gonna do anything.
Yeah. Stafford is now with L.A.
And who else?
Him.
Who else?
Let's see. The Vegas. You have Las Vegas. You got.
He's gonna be gone pretty soon.
The brother,
Carr.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone pretty soon.
Yeah, he's gonna be out. Let's see.
Baker Mayfield is horrible. Even though he has a good potential, but it's horrible. Joey Burrow.
Ben Roethlisberger.
He's horrible. With Joe Burrow.
Jacksonville, they're going to get a number 1 pick.
Yeah, he's going to make Trevor Lawrence.
Right. Tampa Bay, is going to do 1 year with Tom, and then Tom is out.
2 more years. I thought they had an extension. 2 more years.
I know they'd signed 2. I didn't hear an extension for the 3rd.
But you noticed that.
Well, here's another black quarterback for New Orleans, the Saints. Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he might 1 year if he does good, he stays. But if he doesn't, he's gone.
It's a bargain.
But I'm just saying, there's a lot of these white quarterbacks.
That is true. You're
and,
right.
and I'm not saying that
to break it down more.
They don't.
You know where the way is for victory. You know what I'm saying? Or at least you already got the formula, right? Mm-hmm. Have a moving, an agile, mobile quarterback, right?
They really want those white quarterbacks to be done number 1. I'm telling you, it's not that much. Yeah. And you notice that the good ones know how to run.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. They know how to run.
Even Baker Mayfield
can move. He can move. See how that works.
He actually had a great year with an actual coach that want him to kind of
I'm just saying.
Now, is it that? And then you're one of the best people that can tell me this. Is it because he had a better coach that can be able to teach him and say, hey, this is how you should look at the field. Move when you need to move. Stay when you don't need to move. Or is it the fact there was no Odell?
I think it was better coaching. I think Odell was still valuable. He's not Odell. He might need to.
So he never gave you headaches when he was with the Giants.
He gives headaches, but he produced. Okay. He does need to get out of there though. And I know a lot of people are trying to say Browns is doing good. He needs to get out of there.
Okay.
Like I get it. He needs to get out of there. Mm-hmm. Don't try to. A lot of people shouldn't even think about Cleveland Browns as a contender. He needs to get out of there. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying because. Other than that, besides offensive linemen, because a lot of white folks is offensive linemen, what else position they're really good at? You'll try to say tight end because you got George Kittle and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's black. I don't care what nobody says. Mm-hmm. Travis Kelce's black.
He's a phenomenal tight end.
He is black. He is just like the homie, man. He's just like the homie. Got a black girlfriend and everything.
Yeah. So if let's say you're looking at these quarterbacks, right? All these guys that's in the draft. Who should the Giants get? If not player, what position?
We're gonna get an offensive line.
So that means the Giants are not even gonna get an actual mobile quarterback.
Giants is. I love Giants, but the last couple of years they just been pissing me off. They got their defense is decent enough to win. It's just I don't understand Daniel Jones. I really don't understand. Last year it should have been our year because even if he was garbage. That whole division was garbage. What do you have? Dak Prescott we have to worry about. Washington we have to worry. We had Philadelphia was in their little.
There's another black quarterback right there.
What?
Jared for the Eagles.
Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was trash. We should have won that division. That division was trash. We had all our starters.
Saquon was already out.
I get Saquon was out, but if that Daniel Jones, how much we could pick them up really high in the draft, and we couldn't get a quarterback.
Number 5, number 6 pick, I think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I told them.
I called them. Pick up a QB.
I called them. I said, "Yo, wait 1 year, and if they would just wait 1 year, make Eli play one more year, trash up the place.
Not even just that, just draft somebody this year." There's more rumors about Miami trying to draft another QB after they took 2 and number 5 than the Giants.
But the funny thing is, if they just waited this year and they trash, I am pretty sure they're like, what's their pick right now? They're like pick number 11. And I really think it's only 11 because
is that right after the Patriots? The Patriots 10?
No.
Patriots are 15.
That's the only reason 11 because I think we traded our picks.
Okay.
Their dumbass should have waited one more year. We could have got. This is a draft class with some good quarterbacks. Good quarterbacks. We got Daniel Jones.
Since let me see, there was it 2004? Was it that draft with Eli, Ben, Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, that was a good draft.
J.P. Lossman, was that him? Remember,
that was
Buffalo, right?
That was a good draft.
Yeah,
that was a good
draft. This is the best draft since that draft, right?
Yeah.
Well, then again, is it the best draft since last year's draft?
Last year's draft was horrible. Who was in the draft?
It's only been a year. Well, Burrows, Herbert, and Tua.
The quarter, yeah. I don't know, man.
Well, it's too early to say, but I'm just saying the true established is the 04 and 83.
I'm just so mad about with Giants, and we could have waited one more year. Was it one more year or 2 more years? They got Daniel Jones last year, right?
2 years.
2 years ago, and then
because you just got the coach Judge.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Right, you got the coach Judge.
Yeah, I can't stand Giants, man.
So for him, he just wants. This is his second year. This is Daniel's third. So I
really want to divorce this team. Like sometime I want to divorce them because we.
I don't go with Buffalo, right?
No,
it's still New York.
New York Giants and Giants.
It's New York
Jersey.
State.
New York Giants.
I know, but I'm just saying if your heart is in like New York State.
First of all, why Buffalo? Who the hell wants
because
to live
New York
in Buffalo?
State.
I'm from New Jersey.
I'm just saying.
New York Giants is in New Jersey. I know we got New York in there. But they're Meadowlands. Meadowlands, New Jersey.
So here's this is what I thought, and obviously you're gonna prove me wrong, but this is what I thought, right? Jets, Mets, Nets, right, is all New Jersey borderline. New York, like proper, is Giants, is the Knicks, and what's the other baseball team?
What are you talking about? Giants
Yankees,
are in New Jersey.
No, I'm saying this is what I always thought. I thought New York proper, right? New York territory.
Giants in New Jersey.
I know, but I'm saying this is what I always thought.
No,
right?
You thought wrong.
Well, yeah, obviously you're telling me it's different, but I always thought that's what it was. So what you're telling me outside of New York, it's the Mets. Well, Mets is Brooklyn, isn't it? Or is it Bronx?
The Bronx? Yeah,
Bronx. Right. So okay, so the only team that's really outer skirts of New York, New Jersey area,
New Jersey,
is just the Giants.
Just the Giants and Jets.
And Nets are pretty much Brooklyn.
They're Brooklyn. So
you guys got nobody. Then.
We ain't got nobody. We don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
New Jersey, New York is almost the same. It's called Tri-Borough. It's Tri-Borough. I don't really care. I don't care about the Yankees. I don't care about the Mets. I don't care about Brooklyn. I don't care about Knicks.
That's a Big L song too. The Tri-Borough.
Tri-Borough. I don't know. All I'm saying that I can't stand Giants, and they're gonna pick like a defensive line or offensive line.
They're gonna pick offensive lineman.
Yeah. What's your guys gonna pick though?
They're gonna go with the wide receiver. They're gonna go with Sanelli, whatever the guy from Oregon, most likely the third pick. But later on, when they get the pick from the 49ers, I don't know if it's like 9, I think is that they have either Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, which is ironically, Devontae Smith was the guy that threw the touchdown against Georgia about 4 years ago.
Yeah, see, they're worried about Devontae Smith being too small. That's their thing.
You think 6 foot is too small?
But to NFL, they get small. I don't understand it. He's a phenomenal player.
Isn't Odell about 6'1"?
Is he? Yeah.
Right?
Is he? He's like 6'2", 6'3".
But 6'2".
But even if he played,
6'2" is like Amari Cooper.
If a Devontae even plays a slot, it's phenomenal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You can't listen to these guys when they say that.
That's how I can't stand these scout reports.
I think what it is that when you look at these big receivers, when you look at like 6'5" receivers, like you could look at Megatron, you can look at Megatron, 6'5", Randy Moss, 6'5". When you look at these big receivers, you're like, these are the way to go. When you think about it, if you look at these big guys, what's the biggest dude that you remember winning a championship? That's that big. True. Julio Jones, 6'3", he didn't win a Super Bowl. Nope. Right?
The big ones, they get injury prone. They're injury prone. The small ones, it looks like they kind of. But at the same time, I don't I think
they focus too much on big receivers and they don't look at anybody else on the team.
But do you know that because they probably they see DJ Metcalf and all those players. But do you know that they said that Aaron Rodgers was going to be a potential bust in one of those scouting reports? Aaron Rodgers back in the day.
Here's what I remember. Remember Jason Campbell? Jason Campbell was drafted above him, right?
Yep.
Alex Smith obviously was drafted above him.
Yep.
None of them really came. Alex Smith, he was a good steady.
Yeah, he had a decent.
He was kind of like that.
He was in the bomber
system.
Yeah,
that system type of. But remember Jason Campbell? So.
Speaking of Alex Smith, I remember when he was in San Francisco before Colin Kaepernick, he was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But
he was good. He was very good.
It was that defense that was really good with Bowman and was it Patrick Willis?
Yeah, the linebacker.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I just don't get Why? I don't get it.
What?
I don't get why people listen to Scouting reports. They shouldn't even listen to Scouting reports. Devontae Smith should be higher than that. He just won the championship and he won the MVP. Like, come on.
Great. But the thing is, sometimes they look at what the competition was, and then when you get to the NFL, you're talking about everything is split seconds faster, if not even a little bit faster than that. Right? You're talking about big cornerbacks that can hit. You're talking about linebackers that can run 4.4 and 4.5s. Right? So now the thing is, I don't think it's his height. I think it's just how skinny as he is.
Yeah,
he does need to put on weight.
He's 170 pounds.
Yeah, he does need to put on weight because if you're flying down the sidelines and you get hit and you hit the ground and you don't get back up, who knows when you'll come back. Yeah, I remember Tom Brady.
I thought wide receiver 170 pounds is decent enough.
Well, not when you're 6 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Not when you're 6 feet.
He's really skinny.
If you're 5'10", 5'11", maybe. So right now you look at Julian Edelman. I'm assuming he's about around 190, 195, and he's about 5'10".
You get in the weight room.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? The receiver Shepard, right? For your team, Sterling Shepard, is that his name? Right? He's probably about 6 feet, right?
He's muscular though,
right? He's not 160, but I'm just saying he's about 6 feet.
Yeah,
he's not 160
if he gets to the weight room. But I feel like he's someone like a Marvin Harrison type deal.
Yeah, here's another one. Right before we move on to that, Marvin, that's a good name by the way. Reggie Wayne, they were skinny. Here's Tyreek Hill, right? He's about 5'10", right?
Yeah, but
you know how much he weighs?
How much?
I think he's about 185, right around that area.
He's muscular though. He's muscular.
But I'm just saying he's 5'10".
Yeah.
5'10", and he weighs 20-something pounds more than Devontae Smith.
Sure.
So I'm saying it's not his height. It is true on his weight because if you get hit hard, either you're not going to get up easy.
All I could think of, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison.
He had great hands.
He got great hands, and he was a phenomenal. Obviously, you had one of the best quarterbacks out there throwing to you. But
he's a Hall of Famer.
But he's
easily.
Marvin Harrison was phenomenal, and he got a Super Bowl ring to solidify his Hall of Fame career.
That's right.
Is he in the Hall of Fame already, or is it?
It's 5 years. Yeah, I think he is. His 5 years way past.
But you think he in? Because you know sometimes I can't keep up with Hall of Fame anymore.
I know there's always a first ballot, the second ballot, but I'm positive he's in. His 5 years been passed. Yeah.
So you know sometimes it was.
That's true. Sometimes they might I think you tell me about Lynn Swan a few episodes ago that.
He went there 2016.
Yeah, I think you told me Lynn Swan. It took 20-something years or something for him to get in. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes they'll play the game. They'll be like, we don't know.
So basketball Hall of Fame is so easy to get into. Football Hall of Fame is it's hard to get in. Basketball, if you score 10,000 points, you're already in. Yeah. Baseball is hard to get in.
Baseball is hard to get in. Basketball, not only that, baseball not only is it hard to get in, I think they give you a 10-year limit.
Yep.
And after 10 years, because I remember what was it? I think it's Rice, Jim Rice, right? The baseball player for the Red Sox. I remember I was following every year in the 90s, and it wasn't, I think, his 10th year, either 9th or 10th year. He went in because he got that 70, whatever it was. And from my understanding, he was a phenomenal player for the Red Sox. But
he was.
That was baseball.
He didn't have spectacular stats.
No, he was just good, but it's just like you said, it's hard.
Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, it's gonna be. I don't think they're gonna get in no time soon. It's just that steroids. Yeah. Sammy Sosa can't get in. Mark McGwire, you can't get them in. It's all about the steroids.
Sammy Sosa shouldn't even get it just for the fact that he died.
He bleaches himself.
He bleached himself. He shouldn't get it just for the fact of that.
How you gonna be trying to be black and then
correct?
You think you Mike?
Yeah,
you ain't Mike.
He's was that dude that lived in La Vida Loca? Was
Ricky Martin?
Ricky Martin. I think that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to live the vida loca by bleaching himself.
Well, I don't know. We didn't get to basketball, but we can talk about that next time.
Damn. We were going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets and the Knicks. The Knicks, the team.
Man. Come on, man.
Is it time to praise the Knicks?
Remember
Lynn Sanity?
Number
is it
4?
Randall Sanity
They're number
now?
4 in the East Coast, right?
They're number 4.
That's like number 10 in the West Coast.
They just lost to the Suns, which was they played good. Randall didn't show up.
Randall
was D Rose showed up.
Randall slacking that whole year.
Can the camera catch these D Roses?
Oh, those are D Roses?
Yeah, but they're the Chicago Bulls, D Roses. I love D Rose. He's one of my favorite outside of Iverson, Charles Barkley.
But anyway, let me get out. We got to get out of here. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and comment down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We're going to see y'all later, okay? As I said before, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Peace.
Here at Fellas Corner, we talk about it all. Talk about sports, entertainment, music. Who's the best of all time? Is it Jay-Z or is it Drake? Tune in.
Here at Fel's Corner, we talk about news, entertainment, and all the above. Fel's Corner talk about Magic versus Kareem, LeBron versus Michael Jordan, Cameron versus Mace, even though I think Cameron's much better. But let this rock, baby. So listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Check us out on YouTube.
Later. Peace.